Hello, and welcome to Imperfect in an Uncertain World, resources for living with authenticity and purpose. How can an attitude of joy and grace help us grow? Let's talk. Now, we're in that time of year when everything seems to be bursting forth. The growing season really is here. Those cherry tomato plants that I bought around Mother's Day have quadrupled in size. Um, I went out last weekend and bought tomato cages for them. The wooded area behind my house has greened up, and the sun creates dappled patterns as it slips through the leaves of the trees. It really is a time of growing anticipation. So, with anticipation comes joy. I know that there can be some anxiety around it, but really, anticipation is all about joy. We're anticipating something wonderful happening. And in this joyous time, it seems that life cannot be contained. And from this growth, hope spills into my life. And I'm hoping it spills into your life as well. How can I not be hopeful when everything is so full of life? And for me, the key is balancing the hope with the distress that I see in the world. Sure, I do things like read the news, and that has the potential to cause despair. And I really cannot seem to end that particular addiction. So I'm slowly weaning myself off of it, watching less and less news during the day. I have interactions with grumpy people. And sometimes people interact with the grumpy me. But when I stop to breathe into life for a moment, my awareness slides through the uncertainty, the fear, and what I discover is the wonder of life. In that wonder, I can anticipate change, whether it be like that growth of a tomato plant or whether it moves along at a snail's pace. I have hope that change is bringing the transformation that I need at this time in my life. If I focus too hard on the suffering and the despair, then the hope that comes with compassion is hidden in the undergrowth of my life, and I don't even have the energy to dig through the undergrowth to find it. But in each moment that I practice compassion, I alleviate suffering and clear the undergrowth. I clear the way for hope to sprout, and I clear the way for me to see that sprouting hope. So maybe, just maybe, when we become aware of the wonder, the potential that exists within us really becomes roots that bear the stems of our hope filled actions. And that's what's important because it's our actions that really bring our hope to fruition. Those actions herald transformation. And so it's important to remember that transformation, much like the roots of our potential, it's an inside job. It is that tiny eternal flame inside of us that propels us through life's messiness and into a space of transformative grace. And for me, grace is the ability to stay positive, believe in forward movement, hope for a better outcome. And that's the whole thing. We stay positive, we believe, and we hope. Grace shows me how I get stuck and lights the way to getting unstuck. Grace is the light that shines upon the cracks in my wounded soul and powers the healing that brings me back to myself. So I have to say, this year is a year unlike any other. We've been through the dark night of COVID and are nearing the dawn of a new day. As we enter this brave new day, we are asked to breathe deeply into our soul, ignite the flame of grace that propels us through the uncertainty and through the fear. It's a movement into response and away from reaction. And that response is to act from the depths of our souls. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Do you need a little bit of help transitioning, or do you need help? Not even a little bit of help, but do you need some help transitioning into a place of anticipation of hope? so that you can really be the person that you want to be, transform into the beauty of your life. If so, give me a call. I would love, as a contemplative coach, to work with you to help you discover mindfulness strategies to be the best person that you can be, to strengthen your intuitive core. Additional resources are available at vanessafhurst.com. But I want to say, no matter what you do, today is the day to live in anticipation of the hope that graces your life. Thank you. Namaste.